Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut podcast. My name is Mark Storrs and hang out with me as always is
Crips
and
Tipsy Russell.
Tipsy Russell. Nice. I like it.
Nips.
I like it.
He was a great actor. Might still be. I don't know if he's alive. I hope he is.
I don't know either. I thought he's not, but maybe he is.
Yeah, I don't think so. Peanut brittle. Anyway.
I do it.
Oh
sister.
man,
Yeah.
Peanut Brittle, R.I.P. Thank you for joining us. We're here checking this clip out, which dropped recently.
Yeah.
Now this has been a part of the
With a lot of fucking fanfare, I might add.
a
A lot of, all right, in UFO circles, a lot of fanfare.
the hype and the lead up to this was pretty big, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not.
The most
Something
important
major,
piece of
'cause
footage ever shot.
We could be looking at something extremely important.
Game changing.
Could
Maybe.
be, or
Or-
not.
That's well put.
It's always that though.
I mean, it's what we do.
It's what we do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
game changing or it's not.
Okay.
So this was recently released by News Nation during an interview with Ross Coulthart. Coulthart? Did I say it right?
I think it's Coulthart.
Coulthart.
Coulthart?
I can't say
Now
his
I don't
last
know.
name.
Ross
I-
Coulthart.
By-
Coulthart. I think
and
it's
it was
Coulthart.
by, I believe the guy
Yeah.
is Jake Barber,
Yeah.
was the whistleblower coming forward. And
He was a
Independent
distinguished Air Force
contractor?
veteran, helicopter pilot, and aerospace mechanic who was very gifted at his job, was transitioned into the private sector so he could do secret, I guess you'd call it mercenary missions, for branches of intelligence agencies and also the military itself, but have the reasonable cover and with the wealth of the government, but the reasonable cover of citizenship.
Yes.
So to be sort of like if you share UAP knowledge with like Boeing or
Right.
Raytheon.
Right.
You're doing it so that you're free and clear. You're not under government restrictions.
So he came out as a whistleblower saying, yes, the U.S. government is retrieving these crafts. I was a part of it. There was a video that dropped with it. Now, this video is not, this is not of him doing it.
No.
But it's of a similar retrieval.
It's supposed to be identical to what he's done, which is
Yes.
collect anomalous craft and bring them from point A to point B where they can be researched.
Yes.
And he was contracted to do that numerous times and had various experiences, some of which were very poignant to him, but that doesn't really matter to this video. You can watch that on YouTube somewhere. This was footage that Coulthart and News Nation got separately, seeming to show the exact same
Yes. What he
type
was-
of retrieval
Yes.
Yeah.
what he was
of an
doing.
egg-shaped object.
So what we're going to watch here is going to be shot from the bottom of a helicopter,
Yep.
which is mid-retrieval of this egg-shaped UAP, which is alleged to be 20 feet.
It's alleged to be 20 feet. It's allegedly shot from the bottom of a helicopter.
yeah.
And allegedly it's like 150 foot or whatever.
Tether.
A tether. So helicopter comes in, you see the egg, you put the cradle around it.
And
you-
that part's
you
already
fly
done.
it. Yep.
So you don't see people running around it putting
I was going to bring that up.
this is it landing and
Yes.
gently lolling about on the ground.
Yes. So
And Ross Coulthart will describe what is happening as it happens.
exactly. So,
So you can hear him talk too.
keep an open mind, keep eggs in your heart, and
Keep
let's watch this.
All right.
Because if this really is UAP,
I don't know if we got Max Res
and
here either.
at one
so.
point it comes out, it's like, well, we were actually witnessing a UAP. Or not.
or not.
Or not.
Or not.
Yeah.
All right, here we
It's
go.
always that fucking or not that
Get
gets
ready
right.
for your life to be changed.
Here we go.
Yep.
So you can see how it has like a cradle on it, like that they're holding it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Get it
it's
on
in
the
a
ground.
harness.
Yep, so it's harnessed. Now you can see how it's moving. So it's hitting the
seems
ground. It's
light.
It's
Slow
rolling.
this down to take a closer look.
Now there's
That's
Ross.
an egg-shaped UAP suspended from a 150-foot long line. We're told
Supposedly.
the craft is about 20 feet long. The egg suspended in a cradle. And look
The
how
egg.
careful the pilot is as they bring their precious cargo into land. Let's freeze frame here to look at one of the clearest images of a UAP ever taken. This is no blurry light in a distant sky. The source of the footage putting themselves at incredible risk to record this UAP retrieval.
20
Look at
foot
how perfectly smooth
egg-shaped
the craft
UAP.
is. No markings at all, and no visible means of propulsion or way to see inside. Watch how it rolls, almost graceful as it hits the ground.
like an egg?
Despite being wrapped.
I mean, with the shape that it has, it
Can
makes
you hit pause?
it would
Bill?
make sense
I
that,
just-
that
I
it
mean-
rolls like that. It would make complete sense that it would roll like that.
All of it makes sense.
yeah.
If this were a fully vetted source, I don't know Jake Barber. I'm not disparaging him. He really was a decorated Air Force veteran. He really did what he said he did.
Right.
And so, and again, this wasn't his footage either.
No.
Yeah.
Because this also can look like dental floss duct tape to a plastic Easter egg rolling around on like the fake grass of a fucking your dad's train set.
Well, that's what it looks like.
That's
it looks like
Like
it's,
top your sound added
it looks
in
like
later.
it's 5 feet off the ground and it's some just loaded egg on the string.
So all that is a
But-
possibility, but we're going under
Trump.
the assumption
But
that the video
yes,
was given to Ross
that had to be said,
Coulthard.
and they are impressed with it. But then again, you remember not the most recent Jaime Maussan fucking clay ETs in front of Congress debacle, but the
Yeah.
one before it where it was supposed to be this artifact, this corpse from a fucking
one they
Roswell, and even the first time I looked at it, I'm like, that's clearly on a glass shelf with like a little like metal brace holding it up,
Right.
and it was just a little artifact that was this big.
The little tiny guy.
No, not the same.
Oh,
He had a lot to do with the little tiny guy too. That is just unfortunately, seemingly, according to Gary Nolan, a deformed human being, not an alien.
Oh.
He did a lot of tests on it, and that dude seems to be one of the more legit dudes involved in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Gary Nolan, he was also with Jake Barber on a night when there was like a UAP dogfight, and a psychic was trying to control a UAP and bring it in. And he admits that I saw something in the sky. I saw this guy freaking out. There was legitimately tension going on. But he's a good scientist. He doesn't speak any deeper.
Yet, so a part of this disclosure too is that the U.S. government has been using they call them psionic assets.
Yes.
Which are psychics that apparently can make these eggs appear.
They
So a
basically
psychic
card check
shows up,
UFOs and
appear.
bring them in until, I guess, other aliens or pissy members of the dark government come and intercept the
Yes.
intercepted UFOs, which are being fucking basically commandeered
Well,
by random psychics,
Yeah.
which I find is
it almost
pretty
sounds though. It almost
problematic.
sounds like they're manifesting them. I know that's a weird thing to say.
Okay.
But it sounds like they're just getting them to come out.
So if you have enough mind power, you can will
Which-
an intergalactic, interdimensional, egg-shaped ship into
Yeah,
life
I think that's
that
what
can
it
defy
is. I
gravity
think that's what
and
it
be
is.
transmedium.
Every day's Easter.
Well, let's keep working on our mind powers.
I mean, which if
I
that
feel
is
like
the
we're
case,
fucking wasting our lives.
Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, we're on a podcast. Come on, dude.
Dude, I have to. We're all paying car insurance except for Chris. He's smart.
Say we're all paying car insurance.
I want an egg to zip home in a third of a second.
Car insurance.
All right, I'm just saying I want the skill.
I want my truck. I don't want an egg.
Oh, I want an egg. Instantaneous travel to anywhere. I want to get a baguette in Paris. I'm back in a third of a
Imagine
second.
all the shit he's gonna
Yep.
hit with his egg.
Get my egg pilot's fucking self with
Not if it's
psionic
like
joy.
teleporting.
Oh, you're right. This would make you less of a road hazard.
Well, not when I land, because I'm not going to clear that shit out. I'm gonna, like smash some
Nice.
cafe tables. It's going to be a problem.
So, if this is a craft that was retrieved and it is dropped, the one thing you mentioned is that there was nobody there's no humans in the frame. We can't see anything. Then again, I don't know where they're bringing this to.
Sure.
You would think that if you're going to be dropping this somewhere, there'd be people on the ground
Waiting to receive it.
doing the ground crew stuff.
Sure.
Like, drop it here, or like, it's a 20-foot craft and it rolls, okay? So, depending on where you land with that thing, when you're going to get that harness off of it, dude, that thing could take off.
I think it really take off.
If you're not on super flag ground, dude, that's going to be a problem.
But then again,
yeah.
if it weighs as light as it seems, which is part of what the red flag is for me, but if
Yeah.
it is an object that is literally 20 feet long and resistant to all sorts of forces,
So-
but is light enough to roll around like that, then it would probably just take one sturdy dude to be like, stop.
And however big this thing is, if it's 20 foot, whatever it weighs, I mean, it's able to be picked up by a helicopter.
Yeah.
Now, there are, obviously, the world of helicopters is far beyond me.
Sure.
But there's Chinooks and Blackhawks.
There
and
you
there's
go.
all kinds of different helicopters that can carry varying weights.
Airwolf, Blue
Airwolves,
Thunders.
multiple
Oh,
airwolves.
multiple Airwolves,
Yeah.
yes. So, this thing is able to be picked up.
Sure.
It's able to be moved.
Yeah.
And it's able to be apparently put in the ground, and it rolls, and then that's all we get out of it. Again.
We don't even see the tether drop. This is the problem. If I had
Do you
more
see
footage of like what helicopters look like at night vision,
Right.
and I see, oh my God, it really looks like that. If I could see what one of those, I guess 10-foot nets or larger looks like,
I keep saying cradle, but
but it's cradling
it's a
the egg.
harness,
Yeah,
I
well,
guess.
yeah,
if
it's
I
not
could see what that looked like
incorrect.
in night vision in serious places, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm seeing
Right.
the reality here. This is like, it's very hard for me not to see, again, dental floss, duct
Yeah,
tape,
it's a problem.
an
But-
Easter egg, and
the-
like a ropey thing sticking down from, I don't know, a drone?
The general reception of this was that
Okay.
on certain Reddits, there was a lot of different people with their own interpretation of this with an egg. some duct
I'm
tape
keeping
and some
myself
string.
open. All my shit, that's me, you got to wear both hats.
Oh, no, I
That's
don't believe
my
me, I know. You
devil's
have to be
advocate side.
skeptical, yeah.
There's part of me that wants to be like, holy shit, independent people can really bring this shit down. The revelation might not have to come from Big Gov. It might come from people just dropping eggs on the White House lawn is always the proverbial best spot to do it.
Yeah.
On the Kremlin court, you know,
Yeah.
wherever it takes, just boom, 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 boom. And it's like, all right, deal with it. It's here. Sorry, aliens, that we dropped your ships out of the blue.
We covered this full article in a recent Patreon episode, which is
Yep.
available at patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. And yeah, one of the points that I brought up was like, if you are able to psychically summon these crafts, what a better time to do it. Like, if you can prove it, you can
Sure.
go out there and you can do it and make it happen. But on the other hand, too, though, Jake Barber did mention how there's been a couple of instances where he's been out there working on different contractor projects,
Yeah.
like going after some hard drives where they thought that his life was in danger.
Yeah.
And we also talked about, too, how Corbell and Nat both have the dead switches, where if anything happens to them, their information gets released. So if there is an element of danger here, I guess maybe you're like, yeah, why would, if I can do this, why would I go out in public and do it? I'm going to get shot, or
Sure.
like someone's
Well,
going to take me out.
That
So
is what
I
makes sense
understand
why
that.
the secret's been kept for 75 years.
100%, yes,
Because,
totally.
I mean, who wants their family dead? Who wants their livelihood gone? Who
I mean,
wants themselves dead?
Jimmy Carter cried. Yeah, exactly.
Jimmy Carter cried when he
Exactly.
found out.
R.I.P. So there's a lot here. It is interesting. I would recommend everyone check it out. Go and do it open-minded.
Sure.
Keep a good skeptical approach, because it does look like a Band-Aid and an egg and,
Sure.
and a rope.
It does.
But again, we don't really have.
Before we go,
you know,
though, I think Super Producer Bill has to chime in on how his life has changed. Because until this moment, he lived a pre-egg life.
He did.
And now you forever have to live your life after seeing this video footage.
Yeah.
Bill?
You got to go on a cruise and deal with this new information.
Yeah, Bill, I know that you're excited because you're going on your cruise, but while you're on that cruise, I want you to keep your eye out for various eggs.
Try to summon one.
All right.
Try to summon one.
Can we hear what Bill has to say?
Let's see what Bill has to say.
Yeah, I see an egg.
It's-
How big is that egg, Bill? How big is that egg?
Yeah, it looks like an egg-sized egg.
Oh, boy. Super Producer
Jumbo
Bill.
though, or medium?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
is it the XX? Is it in the big cart?
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
I do like the
Not
big one.
cage-free.
You're not cage-free? What do you mean?
It's just one of those cheap eggs.
Oh, it's like one of those cheap-ass factory farmed ones? Yeah. Nah, not me, dog. I go to a farmer.
Oh, just
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
GMO
one-
eggs.
Yeah.
Cooler warm.
Your gross GMO
Yeah,
eggs.
even as I'm doing this, I'm like,
Yeah, what are you
now I gotta
doing?
wash my. I'm ashamed of you.
You really should be.
Just get
My
away,
God.
What's going on over
scumbag.
there?
But
So
yeah.
hopefully there will be other stuff coming out. I'm really hoping that they can provide more support and more
Sure.
evidence to back this up, because if we do live in a world where these are the UAPs that we're
and
encountering,
they can be summoned at will.
and we are witnessing one being put someplace else, like, I would really like to know about this. And
Sure.
just to put it out there, there's been a lot of weird 4chan stuff coming out, and none of it's probably real.
I don't know what that is.
The 4chan is a message board. It's an
Okay.
anonymous
Yeah,
message
something
board.
to
I know.
just
I know.
ignore.
4chan's icky.
Yeah,
but-
basically ignore. But
Like-
it's been kind of the
What's the chatter?
information's- that there's been other egg-shaped UAPs that were discovered. Some of the stuff could be legitimate, but then people take that and then they turn it into their own,
Conspiracy.
and turn it into something completely, and then AI gets involved. So just stick with News
I
Nation.
mean, AI always gets
As
involved.
AI gets involved constantly. There was a picture that someone said was an egg that had like Egyptian hieroglyphics on it, and it was found in a cave, and they produced a video of it. None of it. Again, if it's News Nation putting it out, at least I'm like, there's a corporation, there's a fit. Not saying I believe
I would
it.
definitely tap the brakes, because I think Russ Coulthart went from mainstream news to ufology with legitimate interest and good intentions, and now he's fully embedded. And I think, like anybody else that slowly, if you really are fully committed to something, if you're not having fun with it like us and don't just enjoy it as
Right,
something
right,
that
true.
could be a profound change of the world, but also it's just some fun, crazy shit you like to talk about with your friends, you get into the weeds and you start seeing things that maybe aren't there because you need them to be there.
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
shitting on Ross Coulthart. I liked his book In Plain Sight. I am saying that be cautious with anything you read in any of the major
But especially
medias.
on an anonymous
yeah.
message board.
Well, more so that.
Yes.
Yes.
So
it's
that.
degrees, but I can't think of one source where you shouldn't be cautious.
So we had this
Not one.
information coming out, and then there's a bunch of stuff tainting the water, and there could be other shit coming out that we don't know about, but it's going to end up getting tainted as well. The
Sure.
tainted egg. Are you happy?
I mean, it's always a tainted egg.
Tainted egg.
Wow.
Whoa.
Tainted egg. Fuck. We are massacring
Terrible.
all new wave music.
If you
Quit
made it this
right
far,
now.
just turn it off.
Yeah.
Is this the end of new wave?
You should unsubscribe at this point. Thank you
Yeah.
for joining us, Cryptonaut Podcast. We are a weekly podcast available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, including YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Check us out there, weekly show. You can find us on the Instas, the Twitters, the Facebooks, and the TikToks. We're back. We got merch at hellorspace.com. There's a merch shelf below this video. You can click there, bring it right to the store. Super easy. There's sales all the time. Patreon, patreon.com/Cryptonaut podcast. Bonus videos every week. Tons of bonus episodes, like 250 something bonus audio episodes over there.
Tons.
Yeah.
So so check all that out. Thank you. Leave your comment in the section below. Maybe we'll see more eggs, maybe we won't. But until then, we'll be talking to you soon.
Hell yeah.
In the world of eggs.
Maybe we see a whole carton.
One egg
Wow.
becomes the egg.
But I want to see the chicken.
The carton is the mothership.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Then the carton opens.
What if the psychics were just producing giant eggs? They're legit just a giant ass egg.
Well, like Mothra egg? Like
Sort of.
containing a monster? Or
Yeah, where's the kaiju that's making the egg?
Absolutely.
Yeah, or it's just manifesting an egg.
Or like calling down the old gods who shit like monster eggs for a living, like Lovecraft warned us about, and we weren't supposed to use psychic powers.
This could be some
Why do you think the rational world has tamped down the belief in ESP? Because they knew once it got fucking Wild Wild West, it'd be fucking eggs ahoy, monsters
This would be
everywhere.
some eldritch horror
It's gonna be
eggs.
It's a
gonna be
summoning of the old
shit-filled,
city.
elf-ridden world.
Yeah, with giant
No offense to
sulfur
elves.
fart eggs.
Yeah. So fucking thanks.
There's a magical element, and I know you don't like it. It's okay though.
I'm not.
We're gonna listen. Hand.
Thanks.
There's a
We're gonna get
magical
there
element?
together. There's a magical element.
Okay.
We'll be talking to you soon.
I don't
Magic's
know what
hard.
that is, but
Doesn't make any sense.
Expelliarmus?
Expelliarmus.
Magic.
Jazz
Expelliarmus?
Jazz hand magic.
Okay, bye.